this is like beta values, alpha values, right? If alpha plus beta is what, 0.1 to 0.1, this is 0.2, right? So the value of this expression, so all the entries here are the values of this expression. So the value of the expression comes out to be 2.535, right? So that is far greater than 0 for epsilon, right? Because it means epsilon has to be greater than or equal to what? And I say this left hand side evaluates to 2.535, means epsilon has to be greater than or equal to something like that. So it cannot be below 2.535, so it has to be at least 2.535. That's what it means, right? So this we have observed for what? Alpha plus beta is 0.2, right? So as we increase beta for a fixed alpha, alpha is 0.1, as we increase beta, right, it means alpha plus beta is approaching from 0.2, 0.3 all the way to 1, you see that the value keeps on reducing to 0. Right? So epsilon will be greater than or equal to 0 and alpha plus beta is 1. But when alpha plus beta is far less than 1, like 0.2 or something like that, right, then you have a very high epsilon value. You see that? When alpha plus beta is 0.2, what do you see? It has to be at least 2.535. So the larger the epsilon means what? Larger the entropy. What is entropy, by the way?
Entropy is the relativity.
It's another difference between the hidden information
And
the non-hidden
information.
Right. So if you have an image or even like an audio or voice video signal, right? You're hiding some bits in the signal. Take the signal without any hidden information, right? Without any hidden information, you have a signal like something like this, and with some hidden information, you have some signal, right? So what is the kind of relative measure in all the signal strength values? Or if you take an image, what's the difference in terms of all the least significant bits or like that, right? So if you hide something, of course there will be some difference, and you want the difference to be as minimum as possible, right? In terms of all the statistical properties. So when epsilon is 0, it means it has 0 entropy, so you can't really find the difference. And you can have that when alpha plus beta is 1, when it is far less than 1, like this, 0.2, you will have epsilon to be very high. Similarly, when alpha plus beta is far greater than 1, you see here in this table, 0.9 and 0.9 for beta and alpha, so 1.8, 0.9 plus 0.9 is 1.8, so you still have this to be 2.535. So the answer is what? It has to be either far less than 1 or far greater than 1, so you write both. Alright? If it is equal to 1, it is perfect. If it is far less than 1 or far greater than 1, it is imperfect.
So will you take, if it's perfect, would you take if type 1 error and type 2 error add up to 1, then it's considered to be perfect?
Mm-hmm.
You take that?
The probability of a type 1 and type, this is alpha and beta probabilities of type 1 and type 2 error add up to 1. Okay, so the second question, I gave you the cover regions, right? So there are 9 cover regions. So let me just do for one. So what you have to do, you have to hide those bits inside those cover regions. So I had, for the first cover, you had C1, C5 and C8. We believe the RGB values were what? 0, 0, 255 and then 165, 80, 20. Then the last one was 50, 190, 240. So what should we do here? This is one cover, okay? So I want to hide that bit. I think the first bit is 1. So I want to hide 1 inside this cover.
You
So-
underlined the end bit, didn't you?
Huh?
You underlined the end bit.
Underline what?
Didn't you underline that last bit?
No.
Oh, I look like it.
So each is a byte, isn't it? Each thing is a byte. So we want to add up all the least significant bits of all these bytes and take a mod. Okay? So, but if you look at it, you don't need to really punch in your calculator and find all the least bits. You see, from binary arithmetic, for odd integers, the least significant bit will be what? Always? For odd, any odd integer, the least significant bit will be?
1.
1. For an even integer, the least significant bit has to be?
0.
0. So for these two, the least significant bit will be 0. For this, the least significant bit will be?
1.
1. So there's only one byte here for which the least significant bit is a 1. Here, which one? This is 80. So which one will be having least significant bit will be 1?
20.
This is even. So 20 is even, so least significant bit will be 0.
Okay.
80 is also even. Least significant bit is 0. Right?
165.
Isn't it right? For any even number, the least significant bit should be 0, right?
Right.
Because the least significant bit is of weight 1. So it should be only, then only if it is 1, the least significant bit is 1, then it's an odd number. Right? So only for 165, the least significant bit is a 1 in this particular pixel. What about this? All are even, right? So everywhere it is 0. So if you add up, there are only two ones here. This one and this one. Right? So even if you punch in a calculator, you will eventually get down to this. So it's 1 plus 1 plus this is all 0. So it's what? 2. Right? 2 mod what? You're finding the kind of parity. So 2 mod 2, right? So it's going to be 0. So the parity of this cover region is 0. And you want to hide 1. So what you should do? Flip any of these bits out here, the least significant bits out here to something, to the other values, so that the parity becomes 1. So it's open-ended now. Why open-ended? You can change any of this, right? But you have to be a little careful here too. If you want to change an even value, right, should you increase or decrease that even value? Say if I want to change the parity, the least significant bit of 80, right? Would the value of this pixel, this byte increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase. Why? If I write 80 in binary, right? 80 in binary is what? 64, and then 32 is 0, then 16, and then 8, 4, 2, 1. Right? This is 80. So this is my least significant bit. That is of weight 1, right? So if I change this to 1, I'm going to increase the value. I'm increasing from 0 to 1. Right? So the resulting value is only 81. So be careful. If you say I'm going to change this to 79, that's not right. Because you cannot change 80 to 79. If you want to do that, you have to flip some of the other bits too. You cannot do that. So I'm going to only flip the least significant bit from a 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. So if you're changing an even integer from a even integer, then you're basically flipping the least significant bit, means you're increasing the value of that even integer by 1. Alright? On the other hand, if you are changing the value of an odd integer, it means what? You're decreasing the value by 1. Why? For example, if it's 255, it's all ones. You know that, right?
Right.
Or even pick up the 165, there's 128 plus 32 plus what else? This is 165. Right? So if you flip, reduce or increase now. Can you increase 165 to 166 by flipping the least significant bit to a 0?
No.
No, if you change it to 0, it will be 164. So you can only reduce an odd integer, right? So that's the only catch there. So you can only decrease an odd or increase an even. This is binary arithmetic. So do this thing for the other two covers. So I gave you what? 9 different covers, group them into three different cover regions. So this is for one bit. Just find the bytes with the odd least significant bit and then add them up, do the mod. You don't have to do all the calculations in terms of for each of them. An even integer should have the least significant bit to be 0. Okay? And odd should be 1, and then you have to flip it. So don't tell to any of the missing students. I think this is a catchy question in this quiz. So let them also go through this. So you share, they may learn with it, right? So don't share this experience if you didn't do it right. If they did it right, also don't tell them. Let them figure it out. Okay? Alright, so the last one should be straightforward, right? Hoffman trees. You can draw it and go over. So once everybody writes it and give the solutions. Okay?